Quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome to wide open spaces, flat out paces here in Fort Worth, Texas. For the Mystic Racing League's running in the KAYTEE IndyCar Series of the Firestone 400. The oval here in Texas. Repaved a few years ago, reconfigured and reimagined just in time for IndyCar. Puts on great IndyCar racing here in Sim. And you are watching V-Speed. Your host and producer, Morgan Cook. Dougie Beard provided the cameras for us. A big thank you to Dougie Beard for that. Now let's have a look at the racetrack. Texas Motor Speedway. Variable banking, if you want to count. Turn 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. Much flatter down in 1 and 2. Wider racetrack as well, tighter radius a little bit on that banking as well. Down in 3 and 4, same as it used to be, wide open, pin it to the bottom and find that speed. You might be able to make a pass off of turn 4 with the draft if things go your way. These Indy cars are going to be glued to the racetrack on both ends, although the run off of turn 2 is going to set up the pass in turn 1 the next lap. It's going to be vital that you make that work. And don't make any mistakes, because this one could be over in the blink of an eye if you do. Seconds away from finding out where your favorite driver will start this evening's festivities. And on the pole to start this one, well, it's a familiar face, Devin Curl. in the 15 is going to start on the pole for this one. Starting second will be Corey Kobe in the 86 machine. Starting in third, Gage Wenzel, the 36. Jack Fiftner will start in the fourth spot. Fifth will be Zachary King in the 51. Seven Hawthorne will start in sixth. Great run last week for 7. Seventh starting spot tonight, Christian Barnes in the 27. Adam Holston, the 98, making his first start of the year, I believe, in 8th spot, in case he was around last week, if I'm not mistaken. Jonathan Giasheri in that Kyle Busch-inspired number 8 will start in 9th. Caleb Hunt starts 10th. Hopefully he can make it to the start-finish line this time. 11th will be Brandon Willard in the 22. Brad Nelson starts 12th in the 33. 13th will be Seth Heyman in the 30. Jacob Cochran in the 14th spot. 15th for Steven Addison in the 81. Jaden Walker will start in 16th. 17th for Mason Mitchum, did not take a time. Devin Lyons, shotgun on the field in 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is your entire starting grid here this evening. Warm-up has passed. We are just about ready to get to the grid here at Texas Motor Speedway. Well, let's get trackside and see what's going on. There we are, high above. The sun is setting. It's going to be an interesting race with the changing track conditions. Look at your weather as we fire this thing off. Already a cold track, can't get much colder than 69 Fahrenheit. I think we can get down as low as 62, but that's still not a ton of variability at a racetrack like this one. The biggest issue is going to be maybe visibility, potentially into turn number 1. Depends, sees where the sun's going to be here at this racetrack. Let's have a look at the race analysis while we have a moment. 200 laps, the scheduled distance here this evening. Pit road speed 45 miles an hour. Tire sets, you have 5 of them. And fuel, 45 to 50 on fuel. You might be able to cut this neatly into 4 quarters, considering there will be no scheduled breaks, though. If a crash, unlike last week, crash occurs, there will be a full course caution to accompany such an incident. 2 faster pairs. We learned our lesson from last week. If you have issues, you do have a couple opportunities to get back into the race. iRacing fixed setup on all of these cars, as Texas is one of the primary tracks you run in a league like this. Pace light's still on the pace car, so we're going to have 1 lap here to get things dialed in. Field's just going to start working off pit road, working off of turn number 2. See a lot of cars throughout the field. 19 of them, if I am not mistaken. Yes, 19 of them all the way back to Devin Lyons. I joked with Devin Curl after one of the races last week. I think it was on Friday. I said, hey, you should race IndyCar on Tuesday so I can talk to you 4 times a week and not just 3 times a week. And he heard me. Here he is winning the pole. It is his debut in the series here at Texas. That's Devin Curl in the 15, that red, black, and white car inside of row number 1. Should be getting the 1 to go this time by. Field is in tow. Hear the whine of these cars. It's going to be a fun one tonight, I have a feeling. Whole crowd's on their feet, every single one of them. Look at that. That's commitment to the craft. Everyone in the infield's on their feet as well. Love it. Love it. Some of the drivers are on their feet. That's concerning. But it's all good. Half a lap until we get 200 laps underway. This is a combination prevalent in other sims as well. Project Cars 2, this was one of the more common. This was, I think, the oval. Daytona, Texas, and Indianapolis, I think, were the only ovals on that sim, so this was a common configuration. IndyCar at Texas put on some pretty good shows. You're going to see it here in iRacing. I've run here in this car, nothing like a stock car. If you're used to terminology from stock car racing and understanding the way it drives, throw it out the window. Completely different. Totally different feel, totally different idea to set up and attack turn 1 and 2. We're about to find out here. Into the start zone, green flag in hand, and we're racing here in Texas. Oh, we're wrecking already. That was Heyman who went off before we even got the green. So there's 3 wide for the lead for a moment. Curl and Wenzel duking it out. Starting a freight train inside line, looking to be preferred for the moment. King fights back on the top side. Tire wear does come into play here if you push it too hard, though you feel like Superman for about 15 laps. Oh, somebody just crashed. Was that Barnes? Devin Lyons already meatballed that one. Luke Barnes, I think, crashed before we even took the green. He's done for the day, it looks like, for Luke Barnes in the 04. Single file it out here. Were for a moment until Wenzel poked to the outside of Hawthorne, who slid up the racetrack, got a tick tight. Some drivers might pound the fence here. No, they all fade away from that outside retaining wall, which will certainly put a damper on your day if you find yourself rubbed up against it. It's like a cactus, kind of prickly, not very fun to talk to. As King's under fire from Hawthorne. Hawthorne's going to get the preferred spot to the bottom, but King going to rip around the outside. He will, for the moment, get alongside now Wenzel. Big rocket shot from the 51 to second again. Race control's also on their feet, so that's good. At least someone's on their feet, right? Top 4 starting to break away. Fiftner trying to keep in touch in the 5th spot. Curl so far has dominated and controlled this one. King, Wenzel, Hawthorne, and Fiftner follow in tow. King starting to lose the nose a little bit. You can see a lot more speed from Gage behind him. Really loses time in 3 and 4. Cannot pin the bottom. Here comes Hawthorne. Gage had to lift. 2 by 2 just about for the lead. Just not quite enough to get there. Here comes the run. To the bottom goes Zachary King. First lead change of the day. Does it stick as we get out of turn number 4? It looks like it will. New leader, 51 to the point. The battle's on for third right now. Here comes Devin Curl, back to the point. Devin Lyons just came out of pit road, back on the racetrack. I think King might have popped the wall a little, but he's back in touch with 3rd and 4th. Hawthorne and Wenzel. Let's look a little further back in the field, see what else we got kicking around here, although we're about to have 4 cars, 5 under a blanket now as Fiftner joins the fray. They're about to bring in some more friends. Holston and Nelson battling to see who's going to be the first one to get up to that little group. Yeah, we are having a to and fro up at the front, I would have to say. Right aboard to Zachary King. Where's he go with the run? It's going to be the high side. Can he make it stick? Might not have to. It's supposed to be 3 wide behind him. He gets clear for now. That's Wenzel behind him. You can hear the shift. They're going to bounce between 4th and 5th all night. 4th down. Oh, that was an aggressive move by Wenzel. Arrow blocking the 51. He's going to get that positioning on the high side. We have a bunch of drivers under a blanket. Top 7 on your screen. And look at the runs, almost simultaneous. First and third under fire. Wenzel to the point for the first time tonight. He will lead. That's the 36. Holston slowly working up through the field here. Let's ride on board with him for a few moments. 220 miles an hour in the draft down in the turn number 3. Oh, big wiggle. I think that's Nelson up the third. That's Nelson, that pink, black, and blue car on the bottom. Oh my goodness, I thought that was a bump draft gone wrong. You really can't push in these cars with the front wing the way that they are. Oh my goodness. Thought we were going to see a big old crash in the backstretch there. We're bringing the whole field into the fray here. We're going to have back to like 9th, 10th in this one. Christian Barnes tagging along to this little partay in front of him. If not careful, Cochran and Willard will join in as well, although that will take a little bit of doing considering the gap back to those two. Mason Mitchum took the meatball flag. He pops up in here. Let's have a look and see if we can figure out what happened to the 3. Running by himself here. Probably just popped the wall off a 2, I would have to imagine. And not that time by. Back. So live here, he's pitting for the meatball flag now. As we go back up to the front, this chaotic racing has not settled down. Mitchum did make it to pit road safely. No extra black flags. As Kerwin Wenzel still battled out in front of Brad Nelson. Pfiffner up to 4th. Nelson trying to find a spot. Oh, he almost thought about 3 wide. Oh, he might look to the bottom. Wenzel says, no, you cannot have the bottom. Here comes Zachary King out of a cannon. Oh, it's going to get tight for Nelson. Trying to put King in a box. Didn't work. 51 doing his best Houdini impression. Gets the 3rd spot away from the 33. I mean, this is just like ants. Darting and weaving all over the place. No idea where they're going to be next. Wall contact for Nelson. Almost caught Pfiffner. They're still side by side for the lead. Every time they go side by side, they bring everybody back to them. And now this group, it is all the way back to Jacob Cochran in 11th. Willard a little bit of work to do to get there, but he's about half a second behind Cochran. 2 by 2. Is he going to go to the middle for King? No, he has to check up. Nelson on the back bumper. Nelson hit him in the rear end. Brad Nelson drove into the back of the 51. Did not expect the lift. Did that damage either car? It doesn't look like it. But that is a very choice moment. My goodness, could that have been disastrous? That was up in the top 5. With all these cars so close together, only going to take one mistake to really make these things hurt. But your front 2 are still fighting side by side. Curl and Wenzel. Wenzel on the bottom, Curl on the top. Crossover, momentum to the top side. Maybe. Yes, he's going to get there. Can we clear on the bottom? For the moment, yes. Down the straightaway, no. Nelson caught the wall again behind him. Seven Hawthorne now joins the fray up in the front 4. How about Adam Holston? Up as well. Oh, big hit. That was King. just pounded the outside wall. Gave it a real talking to out of turn number 2. Where does the 18 go here? Stuck on the outside, had the run, nowhere to go with it. This is like interstate traffic. 3 wide, way outside goes 7. And off of 2, oh, he made it stick. Came down the racetrack, just about cleared off the nose of Jack Biffner. Now what? A very aggressive driver in that 18. Where do they go? Maybe poke it 3 wide. Gage has been really good at covering off the bottom. And Curler, there's nothing but no man's land out above him, so you really can't push that high. Nelson again catches the outside wall. A little worried out there for him. As King is starting to fall back fairly quickly, he's back to 11th. Basically tail end of this pack and fading, whether it's tires, whether it's damage. That car is hurting. About halfway through the fuel run, I might add. So we still have about 25 more laps of this kind of racing. Should the tires prevail? Oh, 3 wide to the outside for the lead down the front stretch. Hawthorne got tired of waiting, said, I'm going to do this right here, right now. Can we clear off of the exit? I don't know if there's enough room. There is enough room. 3 wide down the back. We're only lap 27, folks. We got 175 laps left of this. Now Holston tries to fill the bottom. Now we're 4 by 2. 4 rows, 2 cars wide. As we all start to snake around here. That was interesting. They all simultaneously made that move. That was certainly unique. Tires maybe starting to fade. Hawthorne had the lift. You saw it right there. Curl had the lift as well. Maybe we're starting to lose a little bit of tire wear here. 3 wide for third. Hawthorne in the middle. The tire's hot. Maybe a little bit angry potentially. Jaden Walker, black flag. Potentially a pit road violation. Caution is out. That's probably the caution. I would think it is. Caution is out. Lap number 30. Jaden Walker working on his own. Chloe clipped the grass and then just went for a wild ride. Boom! Oh man, what a hit! Let's get an onboard here. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. If you have young children, I would cover their eyes. If you had a large lunch, maybe avert your eyes as well. This is gonna hurt. Oh man. That is just a violent hit. Yeah, that's a big one. That's why you're glad you have fast repairs. You're glad it's a sim, because that would probably end up with a fairly serious press conference after it. So we hit pit road. Splits that fuel window quite nicely. Every driver hitting pit road here, really no question. But to pit here. A little bit of contact down pit road. Is that Holston maybe? Somebody just, is that Heyman potentially? Someone just lost their nose piece. I think that was Heyman. I believe it was Heyman. Was driving in front of him was Caleb Hunt. Lost the nose piece. Let's go back. Was Devin Curl really slow off pit road? Maybe for fuel? I think he's only took tires. I think everyone else took fuel only. Let's ride on board here with Caleb Hunt, and we'll have a quick look here and see what happened to the nose. Coming down pit road. See the limiters on, so no chance of speeding here. That's Barnes in front of him. Caleb goes to hit his stall, and Barnes just parks it. Whoever the driver was, I think it was Barnes, just parked it in front of him. And obviously big issues there. But got it repaired, got the nose piece back on, and we continue to carry on here. In Texas, 30 feverish laps to get this one fired off. Pace lights are out. We'll be getting doubled up in just a moment. Actually, hold up. Single file starts. This is IndyCar, for goodness sakes. Single file start here. Let's get this thing back going. Unlike the way stock car racing does it with your double file starts, 2x2 throughout the field, IndyCar uses a different system. I don't know if they do the lap cars to the bottom anymore or if they only do a single file line all the way through the field. Either way, as the leader, you can restart anywhere you want on the racetrack, from the very bottom to the very top of the racetrack. The only problem, well, I shouldn't say problem, only thing to take into consideration is that it is illegal for somebody to pass you to the left, but it is completely legal for somebody to pass you to the right. So usually you'll see the leader put themselves right up against the outside wall. That alleviates any concern, because everyone's trying to time this jump, because it's whenever the pace car gets off the racetrack is when you're technically free to go. So we should see the launch happen pretty much whenever Wenzel wants, which is right now, and we are back racing. Oh, big angle back here. We got cars wrecking. That's Brandon Willard in the dirt. We go back on the replay and see what happened here. We'll get back to live action in a moment. Just saw a driver get punted out of line. Fairly significant nose damage as well to that car, as we have a pretty good battle for the lead. We'll get back to it in just a moment. One car did not go, and Willard caught the grass and went around. Heavy damage to that car. Back live. Hawthorne has taken the lead. Wenzel second. Then Holston, and then Nelson. The car that didn't go, that was Jack Fiffner, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been Jacob Cochran, actually. A lot of cars out here it could have been. Oh, big move from Wenzel. Wow. 7 blocked them all the way down the racetrack and still found a way to take that spot away. Holston tries to play spoiler as they zip by that camera buried deep in the grass. Similar idea to what happened on the last run. We had 2, then we had 3, then we had 5, then we had 7, then we had 11 in the pack. Right now we've got 2, about to be 5. Then it's going to be 6. Then another one makes 7. 2 more makes 9. And all of a sudden we're back to 11 again. Yeah, just the way this race is going to be all day, I think. And with no stages or anything, you got to get track position and keep it, because you will not get it back if you lose it. Here comes Wenzel to the point, at least trying to get there. Big drop down for Brad Nelson. Right in front of Holston, behind Hawthorne. Oh, Nelson gets a little snug off the corner. Oh man, these runs are just unbelievable. From Hawthorne's perspective, what do you have to defend here? Not only to defend a guy on the outside, where's the 55 going to go? Where's the 33 going to go? Does he go jump to the outside of Wenzel? Or does he choose to just ride in line behind them and hope for a better opportunity? Now Wenzel to the bottom. Nelson's going to follow. Whole field single files out now. But look at the run the 36 gets. Where do you block it? Do you give him the top side? Now where does Nelson go? To the bottom, etc., etc. And now you're just basically playing chicken and a game of chess at the same time. Oh, Nelson got way away. Nelson killed the wall. That car is destroyed. Yeah, it's done. Brad Nelson caught it and killed it. No catch and release on this one. Oh, that's not going to turn. Oh, man, that thing is tight. Let's go back here on a replay and see. You're going to see it in a big way off the corner. Watch how hard he hit this wall. Boom. And you can see when you get stuck to it like that and it turns back, yeah, it's over. Still trying to tough it out, but that thing is going to be hurting for the rest of the run. Bent something in the suspension. Probably need a fast repair to fix it. Almost a quarter way through this one. Leader's gotten out a little bit. 7. Starting to pull away. Pfiffner, Holston, Wenzel, and Cochran. Trying to keep pace, but the pace has definitely kind of picked up a little bit here. Is driving through the grass. That's the lap car, I believe, of Jaden Walker. Yes, the Dr. Pepper machine has gotten themselves well out of shape. 4 laps down. Same with Brandon Willard in that Menards scheme. Devin Lyons is off the racetrack. He will not finish this race. He's finished 18th. Luke Barnes attempted a couple laps, didn't made it no further. He is also going to be done for the day after a great run last week. Oh, bunch of drivers nailed the outside wall. Caleb Hunt, one of them. I think King got it. Cochran made it as well, I think. We're going to find out in the straightaway how bad it hurt any of those drivers, but that was a big lick. As new leader, Jack Pfiffner. Oh, it's tight. You can tell. Drivers having to lift significantly. I think Cochran popped the wall. Still good in 3 and 4, but definitely not as good in 1 and 2 as he was. Up front, Pfiffner on the bottom, Wenzel on the top. Hawthorne falls back to 3rd. Maybe you're wondering, is the draft that strong? Is it a tire factor? What is it about leading that these cars just do not like? We saw Curl hold the lead for quite a while, really not able to be passed all that easily. Other than that, no one's really held the lead for very long. And mind you, Curl back in 10th. Just different strategy here. Longer on pit road. Fine in this business. His lap times are just fine. Same speed. It looks like, in fact, a little bit faster than the leaders. About a 10th faster than the leaders that time by. He's just biding his time, waiting to get back up to the field here. Nothing to really be concerned about if you're a Devin Curl fan. Oh, massive hit for Holston. That's a car killer. Yeah, that thing is struggling. It can barely turn now. He caught that wall in a big way. Oh, man. Meatball flag. Willard got another one. A few drivers having tough nights here out in the Lone Star State. Oh, another wall contact further back. Was that Curl? It was Curl. Just said how good it was going. Popped the wall himself. Again, I don't know if the damage is all that severe. We'll check in on him in a second. Check those lap times. Cochran might have caught. Oh, Cochran's wrecking down the front stretch. Cochran down the front stretch, missing the nose cone and the right front tire. That's not going to drive good. What happened to the 88? High above the racetrack here. Oh, he got Zachary King. Yeah, that's just an absolutely painful move from the 51. There is zero reason to make that move right now. There was no chance it was going to work. Yeah, that's a bad move. That's all you can say about it. Let's look from a rear wing camera on Cochran here, but that is just a bad move. So Hunt's going to get to the bottom, and here comes King, and there is nowhere to go here. Check it out from the halo, which is not a much better sight than what we just saw. Try it one more time here from the halo of Cochran. You're going to see car jam its nose in there, and that's problematic for this situation. He tried to get the run on 7, he missed, he overdrove it down to the bottom, clipped the apron. And then here you're going to see Hunt you to the inside, and then King just fill a gap that was not there. And yeah, King got charged with the caution. The good news is fast repairs exist. Bad news is you're going to go down at least a lap, having to wait for the tow, because that car is a carcass of metal that has no soul anymore. Every driver except for Jack Biffner going to hit pit road. Which, as far as fuel goes, makes it so Biffner can make it to touch short of 60. No, how about touch short of 90? A little short of 90, I would think, somewhere in there. Pick it about 40 laps from here, depending on if he's in fuel save 8 right now or anything like that. Let's see if we can get that information from him. He's in 5th gear. That's a start. Can I see the fuel? I cannot see what map he's in. It says 1, but I highly doubt that's what map he's in. Everyone else on pit road, they can make it to about lap 100, so about 20 lap offset for Biffner. Now, when I say fuel map, maybe wondering what I'm talking about, and that's probably why the reason we haven't seen some of the drivers up the front yet today is the fuel maps essentially, they control the ratio of fuel to air in the intake system. So when you're at fuel map 1, you're running full bore. You have as much fuel, the optimal amount of fuel for your car to make max power. Right? That's what fuel map 1 does. 7 Hawthorne comes back to the top off here. Interesting move for the 18. I can see that playing well in the future. But it allows you basically to go as fast as possible. You'll burn, be darned. We don't care about it. Fuel maps 2 through 5, they are varying steps down that ladder of how much fuel you're burning. Fuel map 5 being we are using a lot of air and very lean fuel mixture in that mix to burn less fuel. You go significantly slower, especially on an oval like this where you're wide open like 80% of the time, but you can save a boatload of fuel. Think of it like driving at like 60% on the throttle the whole time, right? You get that 40% fuel window just open. You're saving every time your foot isn't pushing it more than that, right? That's kind of the idea here with this fuel map thing. Now, there are 8 maps. I did mention 8. 6 and 7 are just remaps of Fuel 1 for various fuel or throttle mapping. So if you wanted to have an S shape or a curve or whatever, that's what those are for like road courses or rain or whatever have you. And then 8 is what we're using right now under caution. It makes you go incredibly slow. You can't run it during race conditions because you'd get lapped immediately, but it helps you save the most fuel because you're barely crawling, but still using very little fuel. And that's a look at the fuel maps. This pace car should pull off this time. Get it back into fuel map 1 or whatever you were running. We're about ready to go racing here. And out of a cannon goes Biffner. Seen it all night. The leader gets a great jump. I'm surprised no one is really pressuring to take that away. I don't know if there's a restart zone. I don't know if it's being heavily monitored by race control, but that is just unlike IndyCar events where usually you have second place trying to jump that start, trying to time it at the very least, but we're seeing second place lay off a significant amount before anything else happens. Oh, big move to the outside. It's on Nelson. Way out there. He's shaking and baking. Brad Nelson up to fourth. Brand new race car. 100% again. And Wenzel with the move to the outside of Pfiffner. Oh, Mitchum might have caught the wall. Got put in a bad spot. I don't think he hit anything, but oh, somebody nailed the wall. That was Hunt. Oh, they're wrecking down the backstretch. Adam Holston's in it. Driver up in the air. Was that Christian Barnes? It was. He's rolling down the backstretch. Oh, my goodness. What on earth happened here? Riding on board with Christian Barnes. Meatball flag for him and Holston. Somebody caught the wall here. Hunt and Holston caught the wall. Oh, yeah, that car went like a rocket ship. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a big hit. From a different view, here's what happened. So we saw Hunt, that's the black and orange car. We saw Holston, the white and orange car. Both hit the wall here. Holston ended up snapping back into the fence, and when Curl went to avoid him, I think that was Curl, maybe no, Seth Heyman, apologies, similar looking cars. When Heyman caught him, went to the inside trying to avoid it, and just clipped and popped the 27 up into the air. Yeah, heavy damage for the 27. That'll be Meatball for sure. Hunt with the Meatball flag. He hit the wall pretty hard. Willard still has a Meatball flag. Not sure what from. Did he get caught up in this? I don't think so. Yeah, either way, just heavy hits for a few drivers. Now, good news is that no one has burned the second fast repair yet. The bad news is that we are only 60 laps into this one, and there are only 7 drivers who haven't used the first one. One has the Meatball right now, so let's make that 6 out of the 17 left running who have not used at least their first fast repair. So, yeah, it's going to be a survival attrition type race to the end of this one. I'm excited to see it. And we're going to come right back to it after a quick word from our sponsor, Juicy Spider, right after this.
Real quick, you both stop real quick, guys. Double check the steering wheel.
The gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Back here on The Speed, I'm your host and producer Morgan Cook, along with cameras from Dougie Beard. It's been a wild 60 laps here in Texas, working caution number 2 of the night. We have seen 2 and 3 wide racing for the lead and about every other position all the way through the field. A little bit of a split strategy here. It's a minor difference, only 6 laps. Your front 9, so that is everybody back to Addison on the 7-lap old stuff. Most of it, I believe, is fuel. Might be a little bit of tires, and they're still working on my IndyCar timing to figure out exactly what a 4-tire stop looks like. Pfiffner back to Hunt, as well as you can say Cochran, Barnes, and Holston, all on new stuff. Of course, Cochran, Barnes, Holston, Walker, all laps down. 1, 2, 2, 3, respectively. About to get back into it here. 140 to go, and we are green. Heyman did not go. Big checkup behind him. Corey Kobe trying to defend from Hawthorne while still attacking the orange and black Heyman machine. Oh, Heyman chopped the nose. Dirty air going to get washed over that gold car. Quiet name I think we haven't really talked about much is Mason Mitchum. Slowly and surely working his way through the field here as Brad Nelson just took the lead. The driver's starting to flirt with that outside wall. Check the weather really quick. Has not changed. Track temp from when we started. Still 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, wow. I thought Wenzel just got put in the wall. He ended up making an aggressive move on the wheel. Somehow it stuck, unloaded it, and it drove excellent. Let's have a peek here at what he's doing behind the wheel. His driver's catch the wall behind him. Can he set up a run on Nelson? He's going to get, no, he almost made contact with the tire. Caution is out. Caution is out. Christian Barnes, I believe, and Brandon Willard again? Oh, Brandon Willard. Oh, no. That is going to be a day ender, I believe, for the 22. That is not what you want to see. Oh, he just popped the wall again. Oh, man. Right. Oh, wow. Caleb Hunt, I think that was. Got incredibly lucky. I don't know if it's Hunter Holston, one of those two. From the halo. So there's that bright orange car, bright yellow car hitting the wall. Yeah, it was both of them got lucky. Holy cow. That could have easily clipped either of those guys. Wowzers. But that will probably end the day for Mr. Mystic himself, Brandon Willard. Unfortunate start to Oval Week number 1 of the season. As we're now starting to see a even more split strategy, as you would expect. Some drivers who pit 2 cautions ago now choosing to bring it back down pit road, namely Curl. I see Kings on pit road. That would also include Mason Mitchum. Jacob Cochran, who's now back on the lead lap. All brought it back down the pit lane. Brad Nelson leads here. Little 5-lap dash. Shake things up quite a bit in this one. Racetrack now under artificial lighting. No longer sunset. Working lap 65. Let's have a quick recap for you. Working caution number 4, 15 lead changes. That's the start-finish line, remember. We have seen many lead changes. Off of 2 into 3, out of 4 into 1, but it's only the start-finish line that counts. That's where the lead changes actually happen. It's a wild race we've seen so far. I don't know if anyone quite expected this level of competition and this level of maybe chaos to start this one out, but we have absolutely seen it. It has been a cracker to watch here. My goodness. Brad Nelson continues to lead under caution. Wenzel second, Hawthorne, Heyman, Kobe, Biffner, Giasheri. Haven't mentioned him all night. He's up in 7th. Caleb Hunt, Addison, and Zachary King are your top 10. Curl, Cochran, and Mitchum, the only other drivers on the lead lap. That would be 11, 12, and 13. Be getting back into single file procession here shortly. Get it back rolling. First run went about 30. Second run, similar, about 25. Last couple runs have been a lot shorter. Hopefully we can get some of those long runs back here. No stages in this series. No artificial breaks, just straight up racing. Pace car is off. Pfiffner falling through the field. Not really sure why. Maybe in the wrong spot. Going to try and catch up now. A little too late. Brad Nelson gets the fire off. Wenzel and Hawthorne behind him. We're back racing. We got drivers falling through the field. Curl with the black flag for a moment. It got cleared. I think that's Seth Holston. Someone is falling like a rock right now. It's Addison. Addison is falling in a hurry. Brad Nelson way out. He's wrecking. Your leader has crashed. Brad Nelson was all alone out in front last time we saw him. And less than a mile and a half later, he is wadded up on the apron into turn number 3. Oh, is it a 3-wide move that didn't work? It absolutely was. Oh, that's a big-time hit again. Good work for everyone to avoid him, because he absolutely could have got smoked. Oh, man, that was in a weird spot. Let's check it out again here. This is the tough one, because while Hawthorne definitely aggressively fills the middle, there is enough room to rip the high side there for Nelson. He came down a little bit. Yeah, net code also quite prevalent. That's just one of those unfortunate racing incidents that you hate to see it because you're taken out of the lead, but there's really not much more you can do about it. Yeah, that hurts. Hawthorne got the charge of caution. It's a bold move. I mean, he instigated it, I would say. Of course, the contact being that he made the aggressive move to the middle, but I don't know if either of them really need a charge of caution for that accident. We'll talk about it in post, I'm sure. Now Wenzel's your leader. Will inherit the lead after his top 2 competitors get taken out in one fell swoop. Corey Kobe up to second. Sherry, Hunt, and King, your top 5. Then Curl, Cochran, Addison, Heyman, Hawthorne, and Mitchum are your top 11, the drivers on the lead lap. I don't know if Holston got the lucky dog or not. Probably did, but was 2 down, if I'm not mistaken. Brad Nelson, meatball flag, still getting towed to pit road. There he is behind the left front tireless car, there it is, of Brandon Willard. The tricycle, if you will. Even easier to say. Wouldn't need to take an intermission of that thought to come up with tricycle. But can't all win every time. Well, chat, 8 of us watching. What do you think? Enjoying the KT IndyCar Series here in the Mystic Racing League. First oval of the season here in Texas. 19 cars entered. We currently have 11 on the lead lap. We've got what looks like 16 still running, so that's a good sign. Much better than last week where we lost 3 before we started the race. Another 5 on lap number 1. Significantly better this time, I would say. Lap number 70 here. We've kind of hit a snag in the proceedings. Rolling up to 60. A bit herky-jerky over the last 10 or 12. See if we can get this show back in a streamlined fashion. Gage Wenzel has the field in control. We've seen crashes happen at the last part of the field. We've seen them happen at the front of the field. Nobody is safe from No Limits Texas Motor Speedway. Here in Fort Worth, Texas. Off of turn 4. Back to take the green flag. Here we go again. One fires it off into 1. Big gap for Wenzel. First side-by-side back with Mitchum. That's for 8. Few drivers tickled the outside retaining wall. Top 7 broke away. So fast that if you blink, you'll miss it. Now you're front. Oh, at 5, now 7 altogether. Big block to the bottom. Kobe outside. Can he get to the corner? Oh, it's going to be close. I think he got there. He did for now. What's he do with it in turn 1? It's a track crossover. Does he have momentum? Bottom protected by Wenzel. This Giasheri's holding up King. We know King is not going to play it patiently. Oh, Giasheri disappeared from the session. What is going on here? With that 8. Apologies for that one, folks. Oh, big move to the bottom. Corey Kobe got there. And Kobe to the point. Giasheri still holds on to the inside. For 3rd, here comes King. Another great move to the bottom. They are really going hard for the lead right now. Move Jacob Cochran into 5th for the first time today. Caleb Hunt holding serve. And Devin Curl right behind him. Now your top 5 exceedingly close together. Here comes Hunt for 6. Curl makes 7. Oh, big wall contact. Was that Curl? That was Seth Heyman. Popped the wall hard off of turn number 2. Trouble spot all night continues to be for some drivers. As he's going to get swarmed by traffic. That's Mitchum. That's Addison, and that's Pfiffner. All going to work around him here shortly as meatball flag for Seth Heyman. Back up front, King now controls 3rd. Got around Giasheri. Giasheri a little snug in the center. Washes up the racetrack, up the hill just a little bit into the side of Cochran. Cochran able to not get any contact from it. Just got in the aerospace. Oh, wow, super snug is the 8. Way up the racetrack. King's in the wall aero push. Holy cow, we are racing here at Texas. I feel like a Texas auctioneer, like I'm auctioning off cattle at this point. Caution is out on the racetrack. Is it Brad T. Nelson? I think it is. That truck or that car missing some suspension components. Brad T. Nelson running in the back of the field. Already used the fast repair. Although he nailed the outside wall. Oh my goodness. And then it peeled off the fence and the whole left side of that car is not attached properly anymore. Yep, that happens here. My God, that was a big hit. What a big hit. Good news for Heyman, though, being able to get this car fixed under caution versus under green. That'll use him his 2nd fast repair. As we still have yet to crack lap 100 in this one. Don't fear, we're going to take a quick step aside. We'll be back in just a few after this one.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
The end over. Start your
Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Back here on V-Speed. Lap number 80, what they're working right now. Here for the Mystic Racing League's KAYTEE IndyCar Series Firestone 400 in Fort Worth, Texas. 6 cautions, 18 lead changes to this point. Jonathan Giasheri is your leader after electing not to hit pit road under this sequence. The only driver on the lead lap to elect such a pit strategy. 21 laps since he's last been in pit lane. That is about 2/5 of a fuel run. You can go 50 laps, 21, pretty close. 2/5 of a fuel run, 40% of the way burned on that fuel tank. It'd be a little bit less given that we've had so many cautions in the last few laps. You get what I'm trying to say. Nonetheless, everyone else on pit road and off pit road just pit this last time by, from Cochran all the way back to Steven Addison in the 10th position. Those are the only cars on the lead lap are your top 10. Everybody else 1 or more laps behind the pace. See there, Fiffner and Heyman a lap down apiece. Barnes 2 down. Walker 3 down. 4 down for Holston. Brad T. Nelson is likely done for the day in 16th. 5 down. Willard is for sure done for the day in 17th. And Heyman probably is still going. Meatball flag still, though, on the 30 in 12th. Could be a long road back for him, especially since they're working on getting it repaired right now, and it's taking him quite a while. But the Kyle Busch inspired number 8, who was very successful at this racetrack, leads the way. Can he have the same success as the driver who piloted the Inspiration? Green flag in the air, big jump for the 8. Well away from the field. Oh, driver spinning again. That's Seth Heyman. Oh, what a rough night. Is that Caleb Hunt, maybe? Caleb Hunt. Big slide. Let's go. What happened here? This is worth seeing again, folks. We're going to catch you up with everything that happened while we're under break, but see this orange and black 19 just kind of got put in a weird spot. Yeah, you can pass to the outside. That's completely legal. Did he clip the grass? Yes, he did. Clip the grass, went around. Caught the wall. Back to live here. Yeah, that's a move. We've seen a lot of drivers do that as Giasheri well under attack from Wenzel. And Cochran trying to lead some laps here. It's so easy to clip that grass. It doesn't look like much, and in a stock car, you can do it all day long. But this IndyCar being so light with so much grip that if you touch that grass, it's like you run over a vacuum. And you hit the vacuum. It's kind of like, or like wet concrete, hot asphalt. It just kind of like pulls you in. But you're also going 200 miles an hour. So imagine that hitting you 200 miles an hour. You're just in trouble from the moment that you even think about doing something like that, hitting that grass. Pulls you around, and we've seen it a number of times today already. Oh, big block to the bottom. Giasheri says, I don't think you will take the bottom this time. Good, sir. Gage Wenzel has to plan otherwise. Going to get in front of. That's Curl back to the point. Curl going to go inside for a second. Is he going to get there? It's going to be tight off the corner. Had to lift. Preservation move from Curl. Going to put him under fire from Zachary King. And here comes Cochran back to the top 5. Curl still trying to gain momentum back. That's what a lift looks like. You lift out of turn 2 to avoid an accident. You lose 3 spots by the time you enter turn number 1 the next time by. A rocket shot for Curl around Cochran. Going to get to the back of Hawthorne and slingshot around the 18 as Wenzel finally gets to the outside of Giasheri. Battle for first. Battle for third. Make that fourth. Three wide again for second. Doesn't quite materialize. King on the bottom. Trying to get around Wenzel. Wenzel wobbles from the top side. Enough speed to clear the 51. Just can't quite make the move on the 8. Not yet anyway. Eventually he'll find it, but he hasn't found it yet. It's exceptional how close drivers have been able to race tonight without having issues. We've only, oh my goodness, what a block. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. That is going to make Wenzel very frustrated. That's the third or so time he's been blocked. I don't think he's going to lift next time. I think that's being relayed. I can't hear the radios, but I have to imagine it's going to get relayed to all drivers. Watch the blocking off of 2. See, the 8's not even looking in the rearview mirror, just straight down there anyway. Like the line is a perfectly diagonal one from the exit of turn 2 on the high side to the entrance of turn 3 on the bottom. What a grind we're having here. Almost 6 cars under a blanket. All the way back to Holston. A few drivers in this group a lap down, trying to get their laps back as Hawthorne slices his way through this little group. He's up to second on the top side now. They've kicked out the 8 from the lead of this group, and he's going to get no help considering the blocks he was giving. Oh, it's contact! The 8 makes contact. Oh, hard into the outside wall. Hard contact for the 8. Let's go back and see it. So he just got out of shape here. That was in 3. Then into turn number 1. I don't think he realized where that car was on the bottom. He went way wide, tried to diamond the exit, and just drove over somebody's nose. And then right there, couldn't quite save it, clipped the wall, and the right front is destroyed. Meatball flag for the 8 after leading about a lap and a half prior. Still holding on to 8th right now. We'll have to pit shortly for damage repair, as we're just about to cross the halfway point in this one. And tires, I think they're going to be at a premium here. Still only have 5 sets to work with at the start of the race. Fewest amount of pit stops is 2. That's Jaden Walker. Most pit stops is 7. That is Mason Mitchum. All drivers somewhere between there in tires, I would imagine. Top 2, Hawthorne and Wenzel. Much more gentlemanly battle than the last one, with the 8 and the 36. These two seeming not working together per se, but at least understanding each other, what they want, what they need, what the other one needs as well to not crash the cars. As King shows up. That's Jack Fiffner, first car 1 lap down. He's got a big crossover. Inside of Hawthorne. That white car, four back, that is a lap car. And so is the car behind that of Holston. That's 4 laps down. Next driver for position is actually Curl. It's black and red bullet. Black flag for Giasheri. Potentially unsafe pit entry, something of that nature. Catching lap traffic. I believe that's Caleb Hunt in front of him. It is. He's going to be slow on the top side. That's going to put a damper on Hawthorne's plan. Can Hawthorne clear King? Yes. Big Haas gets in the way for a moment. Now lap cars battle behind King. He still hasn't gotten around Hunt. That put a big damper on Hunt's chances to go get the lead in the short term. He's going to be surrounded by lap cars here for King. Where does he go? Oh my goodness. It's like a minefield out here. Hunt gives him the top side. Pfiffner still fighting on the bottom. Going to get the lap back the old-fashioned way. Because remember, if the 55, who is that white car on the bottom, passes the two in front of him, he gets the lap back the old-fashioned way. He will be on the lead lap. At the tail end of it, the leader's right behind him. That is what he's going for right now. And Caleb Hunt also trying to get that done because he's also a lap down now, although he's falling very quickly. King gets back around Pfiffner. Run on the top for Wenzel. Car's hit the wall. I think that was Curl first to catch it. I mean, what more can you ask for? Then multiple cars duking it out every single lap. No idea who's going to lead any given lap. Like this one around. Hawthorne leads into 3. Does Wenzel get him off the corner? Doesn't look like it here. He's going to get to the tire. Looks like Hawthorne got him that time by almost a car length. You can see the clear in the center, but look at the run off here. You want to get to the inside as you've seen all night. That's the preferred groove in 3 and 4 because you can run it wide open, short distance around, all that. But the run you get up top is just outrageous. So we got a bunch of drivers up here battling. That's still Holston on the bottom, trying to get the lap back. King fighting for second. Cochran's back in the picture. He's gotten around Curl. That's that Valvoline car, the white one with the blue body, white nose, blue body. Oh, Holston almost crashed in the grass. Wanted that spot so bad. Single file for the lead, double file everywhere else. Somebody hit something. I just heard a little scrape. Curl fighting with Mitchum now. Where does King go? King's been really aggressive on that higher line. Kind of chop the apex, or chop the exit, I should say. Get a big run sort of strategy. Look at the run here. He can't do anything with it because Holston's to his inside. Has to lift, goes to the outside, thinks better of it. Tricky part is when you get a run, where do you go with it? What do you do? Oh, 3 wide. I don't like this at all. King all the way down to the bottom, crossing multiple lanes of traffic. There's a zebra in this race. Be yelling to Brumley to write it down. Oh, almost contact for third. Oh, wow. Cochran got close to clipping the 51. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened to Texas either. Oh, contact behind him. They're wrecking. They're wrecking. Holston's in it. 98's destroyed. No caution here. I don't know what caused this. They were 3 wide, I believe. I think Holston got the worst of it. So Cochran had to lift because of King. Pfiffner's fading. Yeah, that's just a kind of a racing incident where Mitchum got the run, Pfiffner started fading, and there was really nowhere for Holston to go. He kind of just got put in a bad spot there as a lap car. You hate that for him because he didn't do anything wrong, really. King caught the wall pretty good there. Here comes Cochran. Wenzel to the point. Can Cochran give the 36 a run for his money? Here comes 7 back up here in the 18. In the final 100 at Texas. Push up for the 36. At the line, give it to Wenzel. Cochran down the backstretch, has the point. They've really started to single file out behind him after the issue with Holston. Kind of, I think, spooked everyone a little bit. I say that, Zachary King pokes too wide. A few more lap cars join the party. Pair of them look eerily similar. That would be the 27 of Barnes, 2 down, and Fiftner, 1 down in the 55. Both white bases, blue and red accents. You got Kobe and Curl up in the top 6. They're the last row in this group. Other drivers in the field still on the racetrack. Mitchum trying to catch up to this group. Addison, who's a little ways off the pace in the 81. We already talked about Fiftner. Caleb Hunt is by himself as well. Barnes is in that group as Cochran. Thought he took the lead, not quite. Not quite enough. Seth Heyman, all by himself. So is Jaden Walker. I haven't really talked much about him since his early issues. Everyone else behind Walker in 14th on back is on pit road for some issue. Mason Mitchum now on pit road. This could be scheduled. It's a little early for scheduled, but it's possible. We're also going to go probably 2 down for doing this, so it's a really kind of a risky gamble at this point. I think Cochran led that lap. '88 is clear for now. Elected to let Wenzel get to the inside. Will that prove to be the wrong move? Even into 3. Squeeze them in the entry. Squeeze him again in the center. Up off the corner. I think the 36 got him that lap. Yes, Wenzel did. Now how about Corey out of nowhere. In this all gold car. We check up off the corner for the leaders. Not enough momentum to do anything with it. Down to 4th gear. He's saving some fuel in this one. That's Barnes on the outside, lap car. Chess at 200 plus miles an hour. How can I save fuel? How can I save tire? While keeping in touch as Cochran retakes the lead. And just look at the runs you get on the straightaway here. There's really nothing you can do to defend it either. It's just like, it's such a difficult thing to do anything about, because you can't argue with physics in this case. If you're the leader, you're punching the hole in the air for everyone behind you. And the faster you go, the bigger the hole you create in the air is. So you being wide open as the leader is punching a massive hole in the air for second, which is a bigger hole for third and fourth, and so on and so forth. And eventually, they all catch up to you like an accordion because they all have less wind resistance than you do. They can just go so much faster through that hole. About to be done 125 in this one as Wenzel falls back to third for one of his low points of the day, which is still pretty remarkable considering. Say the worst you were all day was third. That's a pretty darn good day in any series, I would say. As Cochran just as quickly falls from the lead back to fourth. Seven Hawthorne to the point. Kobe in third. Ways back for Devin Curl. Might be saving some stuff. Zachary King in sixth. Also not too far behind. We're also right at the edge. We got to save fuel here, folks. We cannot make it to the end on one more stop. We're in a weird fuel situation. How short are we? I was told pre-race, fuel window 45 to 50 on fuel. We're working 47 right now. So that tells me, with all the caution laps, I would imagine we could probably, if you're the leader, which we've seen a lot of leaders, so let's maybe add a couple to everyone. I don't know, maybe 55 you could pit on. So that's 7 laps from now. No one pitting here. Also, pitting in here is going to be a nightmare because the fast line is right around the bottom of 3 and 4 on the exit. So do we see a little bit of chaos coming to pit road? Who's going to be the first one to do it? As Cochran fights back on the outside of the point. He tries to anyway. But if you can get to 55, that would put you pitting on lap 135. 65 to the end. If you fuel map 5 it, you might be able to stretch it that far. That's a big ask, but you probably should start fuel saving at the beginning of this run. Because if you can push this run to 60, then you're cutting it in half, 60 to 60, and then you should be able to make it. So you would have done it twice. Oh, there's cars on the pit road now. Cochran's one of them. Wenzel's the other. That answers the question. Right on lap 50. Did Hawthorne save better? Did Kobe save better? And where will they cycle? Hawthorne pitting in here. Oh, he's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to spin. Oh, man, that was close. Good save by 7. Give the lead to Corey Kobe for, I believe, the first time today. As he's chasing that lap car like a seagull. Pitting here for the 86. I would imagine so. No, say a couple more laps. I believe Kobe, Curl, and King were saving more than everyone else was. We're going to check it out. Both Cochran and Wenzel are out of pit road. 8/10 separate them. Now about, actually quite a bit now. Yeah, Cochran is trapped behind a lap car. Oh, that is going to be a big change. Yeah, Cochran cannot get around this lap car as King comes out the pit road. This was the battle for the lead. Although Hawthorne with the undercut, he ends up taking it by a little bit. He's got about a second lead over Wenzel. Then a second back to Cochran. Barnes, black flag. So the hopes are almost dashed for the 27. Was already 2 laps down. Would have got to 1 lap down, I think, with the strategy, which is not quite enough in the tank for him. Day still your leader. Still hasn't come down pit road. So Kobe Day and Devin Curl have yet to pit. Oh, hard wall contact. That was Walker. Mitchum did pit, but he pit 38 laps ago. So he is in the same boat. Corey Day, sorry, how about Corey Kobe? Corey Kobe, apologies, on pit road now. Curl right behind him. Mitchum should inherit the lead, although it's not going to be for long because he's got a very fast Evan Hawthorne right on the tailpipes. Mitchum should lead at least one lap here, I would imagine. Oh, caution is out. This changes everything. Who was it? Was it Barnes or was it Walker? It was Walker. Caution is out, and that is going to really change things. Oh, just loose on his own. That's interesting. Potentially a weight jacker adjustment gone wrong. That's haven't seen a car just loose grip like that. Try it again here. Not an outrageous amount of wheel in it. Just I don't know what happened here. Just went into the corner, and from the moment it set in. Also never lifted. That's probably not going to help. But from the moment he set it into the corner, it just did not stick. That will potentially be the end for Jaden Walker. So let's reset this. Who does this help? Kobe and Curl immensely. Who does this hurt? Mitchum more than anybody else. Who does it really help is everyone, because you're able to come back down pit road and top it off with fuel, unless you're Kobe for some reason. I don't know why he didn't come down pit road. Everyone else on the pit lane back to Fiftner, the first car one lap down in 8th. Just over 60 laps remain in this one. $12 of you in the chat. Who do you see taking home this victory? I think we've seen about every car lead a lap today. In fact, let's investigate. Corey Kobe has led 12 of them. Devin Curl has, how about 11? Hawthorne for 24. Wenzel for 53. I think that's the most today. Cochran for 5. Mitchum almost led one, then the caution came out. Fortunately got that one robbed from him. King led 1. Fiftner led 14. Addison has yet to be to the point. Same with Caleb Hunt and Seth Heyman. Christian Barnes. I believe Nelson led 5. I don't think Willard led any. Sherry led a few. He led 12. It's about everyone who's been up at the front in this one here today. So big spread on laps led throughout the field. That is pretty impressive to me, that this package puts on the ability to basically race effectively with the leaders. It requires a bit of your Daytona Talladega Cup car, or like stock car experience, being able to work lines and drafts and all that stuff, and a little bit of your mile and a half, set the car up, get a good exit sort of strategy. Marries those two together to put together a really just interesting style of racing at just absolute breakneck speeds. And we're talking 200 plus miles an hour the entire lap, 220 into turn number 3, pushing 230 into number 1. I mean, we are just rolling around this racetrack at basically any point in the run. But as we have the 1 to green, let's get this thing buttoned up. 60 laps to go, 61 when we cross the stripe. We can only go 50 on fuel. something's going to have to give. We're going to have to either cut it in half, and someone's going to stretch this thing on fuel. I can guarantee it. Fuel map 5, here we come. Who's it going to be? Pace car is off for what's hopefully the final run of the day. And Kobe into the start zone. Kobe will launch hesitantly. We're back racing here. Off of 2, right to the dotted white line at the bottom of the racetrack. Goes Kobe. He knows Wenzel wants that as well. Zach King doesn't care what anybody wants. He's going to put that car wherever he wants it to go. Slices inside, slices outside. Right on top of the rubber seam. And it'll fade out to the outside wall, leave half a car width to it for aerodynamic purposes. And then dive it off into 3 and go ahead and take that spot. You can tell Kobe's already saving fuel. Does not want to lead. Zachary King, you don't care about no fuel. You can tell he's on that I'm going to pit in the middle of the stint strategy. No shot he makes it from here on fuel. Way down to the bottom. No competition as Corey Kobe is way off pace saving. Drivers behind him, I think, are in that same boat. No one's really pushing right now. Jacob Cochran's running 24.7s, see 24.5s. We're normally running 24.2s. We got some really slow cars here. Just trying to save enough gas to the end. Kobe back to the point. Says fuel saving. Huh. Leading's more fun. Wenzel in third. First time we've seen the top 3 really break away from everyone else. I think Hawthorne understands it's go time. Hawker's really one holding this group up. He's still running 7s. Nobody can pass him. It actually would be in his benefit for them to pass him so he can get some more drafting help. You can tell the 88 is on the mission to make it save. Question is, can he do it? This is the closest battle on the racetrack right now, are these 6 or so vehicles. Some a lap down, some on the lead lap. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but good racing nevertheless. Oh, hard contact. I think that was Pfiffner. Just sent the wall a postcard. Hopefully he didn't say, I'll be back. As King is back up to the point by half a second. Him and his carbon fiber suspension parts are pulling away from everyone else in their carbon fiber suspension parts. Who would have thought? Parity. Still a lot of drivers have a shot to win this thing. King, Kobe, Wenzel, Hawthorne, Curl, Cochran, Pfiffner, Mitchum. I would even say Addison has an outside shot with being only a lap down. Not to say that Caleb Hunt is out of it by any stretch, but I mean, he needs basically 3 cautions in a hurry to get back on the lead lap, and then even then. We've seen top 5s, but we haven't really seen race leading speed out of the 19 all night long. We could see it, but haven't seen it yet. Curl pushes a tick wide. Hawthorne trying to work around him. Great view for seeing the changes in the rubber. Same right on the high side. You can see the left side of the car, the light gray where no one's really driven tonight. The right side of the car, got that backwards of the shot, was all dark where all the rubber has been laid down, all the drivers running those bottom 2.5 lanes. Really interesting how the track changes and how the line changes within that groove. With the new dynamic, not new, with the dynamic track updates of about a year ago, now the track lines get warmed up based on the usage from the other cars. So if you have everyone running that same line the whole race, like right around the bottom of turn 1 and 2, eventually that line gets hotter than every other line in turns 1 and 2. And drivers have to start to maybe search around. Is it maybe a little bit higher on entry, higher on exit? Do you maybe chop the center a little bit? What do you do to make yourself faster? Because that hot and slick line may be losing grip a little bit. Then once everyone starts to adopt the second line, now all of a sudden, you can go back to the original one, because if the tires can handle it, the line's cooled back down, and you can go back to it. So multi-groove racetracks, not really a problem. Single groove racetracks, where the line adapts throughout the run, very tricky as a driver in really any kind of oval racing. On iRacing to figure it out, because it constantly is a moving target, although it's so minute that you won't know you're doing it wrong until you see somebody consistently walking away from you on pace, and you're wondering, what are they doing? Well, they figured out that if you enter a foot higher, exit a foot lower, you can gain half a tenth, right? That's all it is. It's that simple. It's that small of a change that can be that impactful on the racetrack. As top two have gapped back to Devin Curl, who is very patiently following. I believe that is Barnes. And how about Jack Fiffner? Fiffner was a lap down for a good chunk of this race. Back up here in 4th. Hawthorne works around Cochran. That's for 5th. Driver back in the wall. That's Mitchum. 8th. Trying to hang on to this group. Caught the wall pretty good on that one. And Wenzel is in the lowest spot he's been all day. Mitchum falling back to 3rd. Not a bad day at all. Falling back to 7th, I would say exactly the same thing as well. You can tell he is trying to save fuel. Just smooth and steady here. Keeping it up in 5th gear, or 6th gear as much as he can. Keep those RPMs as low as possible while making speed. Big lift. Shift to get it rotated. Back up to full throttle. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat, etc., etc. As Mitchum gets to the inside for a brief encounter. It really is incredible how these drivers are just sailing around this racetrack. I mean, King is the leader, as we have a couple cars blinking around. That's not helping anyone. That's Christian Barnes, who, not the first time that driver's had connection issues in the Mystic Racing League, as we catch up to another lap car. I don't know who that is. Is that the very wounded car of Jaden Walker, perhaps? It is. As I believe if the 27 doesn't get black flag for blinking, he will get one of those laps back, put him back to 2 laps down, which is helpful, I suppose, but not necessarily race altering at this point in the goings. But nonetheless, important, I guess, to be one step closer to getting back on the lead lap if King ever lets him go, which does not seem to be the case. And not only that, but now Barnes going to get shuffled back behind all the lead lap cars. And that's got to be frustrating if you're Christian Barnes. Also, for those wondering, we are in the window to make it to the end if you pit right now. I imagine cutting it in half is in the next 4 to 5 laps. If you pit there, for sure you're making it to the end, full throttle, no questions asked, go get it done. Might be able to save some time depending on how much fuel you take. 2 tires, no tires, something like that. Otherwise, you're running it out, which is another 25 laps, puts you a few short, 10 short or so. Fuel saving may get you closer, but there's no guarantee if you're saving enough anyway. Considering the pace we're seeing, I don't know if anyone did. The only driver still really trying, Cochran and Wenzel, have really been aggressively saving at the back of this group. They're still running 24/7s. So everyone else is 24 2s, 3s, and 4s. So they're well off pace. Somebody just had an issue. Piece of debris up on the racetrack. Was that Jack Pfiffner potentially catching the outside wall? Oh, it was 7 Hawthorne caught the wall. Another late race mistake as we try and have a battle for the lead. King put a clear move. Oh, King blocked him. Oh, that has got to be infuriating. Wow. Yeah, that is going to be something we talk about later. I am sure of it. Hawthorne perfectly legal move down to the bottom. King almost double blocked him. And that's going to be debated if it was a single or a double block. Regardless, heavy, heavy damage to Hawthorne. Cochran gets it around. Wenzel will be next. Now King, no call. Oh, big hit. I don't know who that was. Pfiffner, it was Pfiffner. Caught the wall. Wow, that was a big one. Oh, meatball for Pfiffner. That's going to end the good run. 3 laps to serve it. Heyman meatball. That car crashed. Oh, that car crashed hard. Oh, it was when Pfiffner crashed. Oh, is there a 3 wide? Oh, no. 3 wide with curl. Just not quite enough room. Heyman able to get it back down to pit road. Yikes. How about Mitchum? Up to the point, first time today. We see the 3 flex a little bit of muscle. And still, nobody electing to pit here. Which I find very curious. If you haven't led a lot today, this would be an excellent time to try and flip the strategy. You're only going to be competing with 7 other cars. Actually, make that 6 after Pfiffner pits. With 6 other cars. Addison's a lap down. If you execute the stop correctly, you shouldn't have any issues with Addison. Hunt and everyone else is 2 laps down behind them. And of course, Pfiffner with the meatball flag has to pit here in the next couple laps anyway. So I would not be surprised to see Mitchum down pit road here in the next lap or 2. Unless he thinks he can make it, which would be incredible. DQ for Jack Pfiffner. Did not serve the penalty. That will eliminate the 55 from contention. He will finish, it looks like, potentially in the 11th spot. Actually, that's not true. He'll finish 12th. 12th tonight for Fiftner. Cochran's on pit road. He was listening. So is Mason Mitchum also listening. And Jack Fiftner, of course, getting the black flag on pit road as well. Now, those drivers who just pit, they have one thing they do not want to see, and it's a yellow piece of fabric and a bunch of flashing lights. You definitely need this thing to stay green, or else your day is over, although it's over in like 10th versus over in 15th, I guess, is the other thing you could have in this one. King, Kobe, Curl, Wenzel, Mitchum. Actually, that is your top. What we got going on here? Your top 4 did not pit. Mitchum and Cochran. 7.9 seconds in the box. I don't know what Mitchum did. He got out 4 seconds faster than Cochran. What happened? To the 88, just a really slow entry or exit. King and Kobe fighting for the lead. Curl and Wenzel varying degrees of behind them. So King has the worst fuel, led a lot, and is the second worst on fuel here. He's 41 laps on this stint. He's got to pit, I would imagine, here in the next 9 laps normally. Oh, he's going to pit right here. There we go. Now Kobe. King almost sped there. He did speed. That's a black flag for Zachary King. There goes the day. Kobe should have to pit here in the next 2 or 3 laps based on King's fuel numbers. Curl is a bit of a wild card. I think he can go another 4 laps, maybe 5. So let's push that to 185 for a really short pit stop. And then Wenzel, he's been saving the whole time, so I would imagine probably closer to 190. Does it get him enough to get to the end, though? I don't think so. Still does not show me the fuel information. That would be really nice to see right now, but I can't see it. Thanks iRacing for telemetry blocking, which I completely understand why you do that, but makes it unhelpful for broadcasters, that's for sure. Does Gage Wenzel have enough to make it to the end? If he does, will he be fast enough to hold off the hard-charging Mitchum, Cochran, everyone else behind him? Is it going to be Kobe or Curl who pit first? Hamer with another meatball flag. Not this time for Kobe. What about Curl? They're kind of in a bad spot, too, with Walker right behind him. I think he's also pretty content to just ride right behind. I think that's Barnes getting a good draft from. Love to see that. This time by no for Kobe. This time for Curl, no. Push it to 185. Great saving for Kobe, I should say. And Cochran is catching. He's catching Mitchum, is he not? He's not. He is well off the pace, Cochran is. In fact, Hawthorne's caught Cochran. What has gone on with the 88? Potential damage on that car. As Mitchum's pulled away by 8 seconds. They came out of pit road only 4 seconds apart. I believe Cochran led him to pit road. That's probably day over for the 88. As Addison's on pit road, that's the 81. Put him back to 3 down. So I'd say it's officially now a 5-horse race for this race win. Kobe, Curl, Wenzel, Mitchum, and Hawthorne, depending on strategies and things. Even Hawthorne may be a little far back for this to work out. 12 laps to go. Kobe's got a pit, Curl's got a pit, and I'm pretty sure so does Wenzel. Although we threw out the parachute here for Curl. We're running 26:30s. That's almost 3 seconds slower than his fast lap of the day. Wenzel's running 25.6s. They're in full save mode. Kobe's just going to keep on rolling. 24.3s for your leader. He'll be pitting here in the next couple laps. Oh, I think Curl's out of gas. I think Curl pushed it too hard. Rapidly, Wenzel is catching him. Not pitting this time. Maybe fuel map 5 engaged. Oh, he is all sorts of not throttling up right now. There goes Wenzel. Kobe's on pit road. Curl has enough to accelerate. He's not out of gas. He's just really, really saving. Max fuel save. This is going to be a wild fuel mileage finish in No Limits, Texas. Can Wenzel make it? Can Curl make it? Does Kobe have enough speed to get them back? Kobe just now leaving pit road. Mitchum's going to get him. Hawthorne and Cochran, I don't think they're going to have enough to get there. No, Kobe's going to easily clear those guys. That gap is at least a straightaway. Now Wenzel takes the lead. Going to try and follow by that 91 or 81, sorry, for the rest of the race. Another 8 laps to go, this time by the stripe. It's 5 seconds back to Curl, who is in max fuel save. Mitchum is 11.2 back. Can he make up those just under 12 seconds? In this few laps, look at the gap drop. Here comes Wenzel. The answer is no. The 36 in pit road right here, right now. Does Curl come down this time? I believe the answer is no, he does not. Curl's going to lose the spot anyway. Mitchum around the outside. And Mason Mitchum might just pull this one off. Mason Mitchum with a 2 and growing second lead over the fading Devin Curl. Has to pit within the next couple laps. Does he do it here? No. Kobe gonna get around him. Here comes the gold car. Where does he go? He's gonna easily clear Curl. Can he get around Walker? Yes. Next cars to catch them. How about 7 Hawthorne, Jacob Cochran battling? This would be for 4th and 5th. Will end up being 3rd and 4th with 5 laps to go. As Curl is just in front of these two. There they rip by the outside. Curl is doing all he can to make it back. I don't know if he will. An exercise in patience, I think, for the 15. Mitchum putting down qualifying laps. The low 24s. 4 more times around for Mason Mitchum. There is a lap down. Gage Wenzel. That's how much time they lost trying to save. This battle's going to come down to the wire. This is for 3rd, final podium spot, final interview spot. Hawthorne, Cochran. 2 more times around. just under 3 miles. One up against the wall. That is Devin Curl. Will give up a 5th place finish. And around turn 4 for the second to last time tonight, white flag will be picked up by Mason Mitchum. It's been a quiet day. Decidedly so, and I believe that was the strategy all night long. Stay out of trouble. Be around at the end after 2 faster pairs used and a whole bunch of laps, 200 of them. Off of turn number 4, your winner for the first oval race at Texas, we Mason Mitchum. What a drive. Played the strategy perfectly. Ends up winning by just over 5 seconds. It says Iceman on the helmet. Iceman in the car today put on a bone-chilling performance here in Texas. See if he burns it down. If he decides to do the gentleman thing. Oh no, he's going to burn it down. Let those ponies roar. You earned it tonight, Mason. Started 17th. How about that? Well, an interview with him and our top 3 finishers, Corey Colby and Seven Hawthorne, after we go over our results here. So let's get those underway. Mitchum obviously is your winner here. Just saw him do a little bit of a burnout on the front stretch. Love to see that from your race winner. Kobe in second, Hawthorne in third. That gap was just under half a second back to Cochran. Only drivers on the lead lap are those 4. Wenzel in the 5th spot, 1 lap down. Curl in 6th. Then King, Addison, Fiffner, and Barnes varying laps down in your top 10. That would be 8, 9, and 10 for those drivers. Finishing 11th, Caleb Hunt, 5 laps down. Walker will finish 11 down in 12th. Heyman in 13th. Giasheri 14th. Holston in the 15th spot. DQs, or not DQs, but DNS for everyone behind these guys. Holston, Nelson, Willard, Lyons, and Barnes never really started the race here in the 04. Those drivers are going to finish many, many laps down here tonight. But let's get over to our waiting room. Let's interview some of our drivers. Start off with 3rd spot tonight. None other than Seven Hawthorne. Seven, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Loud and clear.
All right. Well, what a wild race tonight. I mean, not quite as calm and collected as it was last week at Long Beach, where you just kind of put it up on the old cruise control there and drove your own race, did your thing. Here tonight, up on the wheel all night long, lots of aggressive moves. How much fun do you guys have out there?
Had fun the first half, and second half kind of had to back it down and just sit in line and fuel save, which was quite boring. And we had saved a good amount to get to the end, and then we started picking our way through the field, and the 51 just took our front wing off and we dropped back. So if it wasn't for that, I think we would have won the race. So very disappointing to get 3rd here tonight, but we'll take it. I think we'll be the points leader after tonight, and we'll just try to avoid having that happen again next week.
Yeah, I did see the issue with the 51. We noticed that, and you were still able to come back up to 3rd, so even with the damaged wing, must have just been an excellent strategy call from your part to be able to make that back up on that long run. What did you do under strategy to be able to kind of counter that negative event that happened?
Well, it was getting close to the window anyway of where we had to pit, so fortunate that happened and kind of bailed us out, and I'm honestly surprised we got 3rd. I really couldn't believe it. So yeah, just got really lucky with the strategy there and had a stupid fast race car, and it just got ruined like that. But we'll take the good points finish and move on next week and try to win one of these.
Well, you are getting Well, actually, this week one step back, but you're getting there. Very close, very fast car this week, as you mentioned. And well, we got you up here. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out as we look forward to, I believe, Iowa next week?
I just want to thank my family and friends for watching and stuff. And disappointed I couldn't get the win for them, but that's how I go at the end of these things. It's chaos, and especially with this car in the draft, um, the way you be slingshotting and stuff. So it was bound to happen, but I'm just glad we was able to recover and get third tonight.
Awesome. One more question before you go. Saw you on screen here battling Jacob Cochran for like the last 10 or so laps. How much fun was that battle? Just you two in a vacuum for the last after the pit stop.
It was pretty fun, but I mean, it's really difficult to pass here. If you have the inside on the backstretch, you kind of just keep the spot. So but I am glad he raced me really clean, and we had a good battle. So I'll make sure to talk to him after this and thank him. I mean, that was really fun and clean. So yep, once again, just very fortunate to get third here, and I will go on Iowa with the points lead, I believe, and we'll go knock off a few wins this season.
Sounds good. See you next time out, Seven. Congratulations on third.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seven Hawthorne, third place here tonight. Up to second spot, that would be Corey Kobe. Corey Kobe got me in the booth. That's Morgan up here.
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
I sure do. Apologies first off for calling you Corey Day once or twice. My bad. But started second, finished second, 28 laps on, I think was the second most here tonight. All in all, pretty good day for this gold car. What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, I really enjoy Texas. I've got a couple league wins here in IndyCar in the past, and felt good about running here tonight. And I got a little worried a few times in the race, just kind of being patient early on, and got a little nervous that was going to backfire. But just kind of playing the cautions there, and yeah, I felt good about it. I thought I had everybody covered, especially when I was pulling a gap there heading to the last pit stop. I'm not quite sure how we got second. I'll have to look back into that, but yeah, definitely a good run. I like this track, so it showed.
Yeah, Mitchum had a different strategy than you guys. He pit with 24 to go versus your 9 to go, and I think that with the fuel and all that, and not the fuel and the traffic just kind of cycled out in his favor. But yeah, it was wild to the end. I didn't really know who was going to end up with this one. I thought it was going to be maybe Curl and Wenzel could save enough. They obviously did not do that. I thought maybe it was going to be Cochran and Hawthorne who pit early. That didn't happen, as well as Mitchum. That didn't happen. Or he obviously won the race, and then obviously you here in second. It was wild all the way to the end. And I mean, how much fun is it in a race where you mentioned you kind of held yourself back for the first part of this race to kind of fight for it later? Coming down to a fuel strategy kind of race like this, where you have to work the strategies, kind of figure out what's going on. How much fun is that for you?
It's fun. In fact, I'm extremely fuel aware. I'm constantly flipping through the maps. A lot of those runs, just running, had some good battles for the lead, but sometimes I just would settle in second or third or wherever, and would just save. And then that second to last stop, I pit way later than everybody else, and that really put me in a good position because it trapped a lot of guys a lap down. And that was just for me saving that whole run beforehand, knowing it would carry me to pretty much the last stop. So I feel like I set myself up well. Like I said, I was a little surprised they got duped there at the end. Like I said, it's hard to know what everybody else is doing. You can only focus on yourself. But I thought I had everybody covered. I thought I had the speed. Yeah, just like I said, I like Texas. It's fun. But then it's kind of sad when you're 5 to go, 4 to go, and you're not gaining on the leader, and you know that he's probably got you. So second's not the greatest, but want to keep rattling off top fives and definitely chasing this championship down the road.
You bet. On to Iowa next week. That should be a fun one as well. Pretty good IndyCar track over there in Newton. And while we got you up here, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for a solid second place run in the oval opener of the season?
Well, I'm glad I found you guys. Been an IndyCar driver for quite a while, so a shout out to this league and for letting me race with you guys. I've put together 2 top 5s and nice, clean, quietly, kind of my style. So thanks to you for the broadcast. This is fun. I've been doing low key leagues in the past, and it's kind of nice to be back with, a little bit more of a serious one with a lot more going on, the bells and whistles and the broadcasts. And I had a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying myself. Shout out to you and shout out to everybody that's part of this.
Thank you. Well, bring your friends, bring your spectators. Heck, bring on everyone over here to the Mystic Racing League. Let's have a good time here for the rest of this KT IndyCar Series season. Congratulations, Corey Kobe, second in the Firestone for 300 here.
Appreciate you.
You bet. It's almost added 100 there. We'd have to keep going. Wouldn't want to do that here tonight. We're going to take a trip over to Sofa News Victory Lane and catch up with the one they call Maestro. Mason Mitchum, Maestro, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
We are doing just fine. Not quite as well as you, I would imagine, driving from 17th up to the point to take this one away. And you kind of came out of nowhere, if I don't say so myself. You kind of laid back that first half of the race. Was that the plan the whole time, or did something put you behind the 8 ball?
Yeah, I kind of was looking at how the race was going to shape up, and I kind of saw it was probably going to be pretty packy, which leads to crashes and things like that, and that's just what pack racing involves. So I was like, I'll just kind of chill here and save gas. It was like a minor fuel save, so I kind of knocked it all out early, and then kind of just, tried to pick my way up to the field. I actually got involved in a minor accident, so I had to pit when I didn't want to one time, but oh well, right? It still kind of worked out. It was in the pit window, so it wasn't really terrible. And then I kind of just waited. It came down to just a fuel save, and I think a lot of people tried and fell for the trap of making that fuel save, and I knew you couldn't make it, so I just pit early, so I had enough time to get a pretty big time differential on everybody else, and that's all she wrote.
Well, it worked out. Clearly, you were able to extend the gap once that pit sequence happened. I really thought it was going to be between you and Cochran. You guys got to pit together, but off of pit road, you gapped him by like 4 seconds. Any insight into what that difference was? I really thought he was going to be the guy on that strategy who was able to challenge you for the win.
Yeah, I imagine, Texas has a pretty interesting pit entry, and they've kind of changed it a couple times, so it's kind of unfamiliar if you haven't done it recently. And it could be maybe he was taking it easy on the pit because he didn't want to get a black flag.
Sure.
I mean, I nearly got a black flag. And then on the way out, I just knew where to go, where I could hold it all the way down. And it's possible that maybe could have been conservative on the pit exit for him as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, understood. I wasn't sure if there was something that you saw from your rear view that was like, oh, that's obviously what happened. But yeah, no problem there. Well, you're fairly new to this series. Haven't seen you around very much. Clearly getting the win here in the Oval opener. What can we expect from you for the rest of the season? We can keep rattling off Oval wins. You championship threat. What are we seeing here out of this number 3 the rest of the way?
I mean, I kind of did this. I'm actually about 15-20 minutes from Texas Motor Speedway. That's where I live.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to run this because, well, it's where I'm from, right? So I kind of hopped in here and did this thing. I might pop in and do some oval races. I'm pretty bad on road courses, so I probably won't be doing those. But as far as ovals, I'm sure I'll give them a try at some point, especially Indianapolis, which is one of my favorite tracks.
Absolutely, you want to be here for the double header on the 31st of May, Indy 500, Coke 600, same day. Don't miss it. I'm talking to you at home too. Y'all better be here for that one. But Mason, sponsor plugs aside from me, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for getting your first win of the season here in the KT IndyCar Series here in the Mystic Racing League?
Yeah, Mystic Racing League. It's my first race here. It's pretty interesting. I like the way I've kind of checked out the channel and seen how everything operated, and it looks like it's pretty clean and well managed. So that's nice to see. As far as sponsors, I'm with the Votive Racing League, on Team Votive. So we have a team, and we've gotten a lot better over time, and I hope to keep doing that. And I want to thank them for helping me get better. Shane Coker is our team owner, and he does a great job of making our team improve over time. So let's just keep grinding it up. And if any friends or family are watching this, hope you had a good time.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win here in the Firestone 300 at Texas for Mason Mitchum. Hopefully see you next time out at Iowa 1 week from today.
Yep.
All right, that was Sofa News Victory Lane. Again, thank you to Mason Mitchum for taking time to speak with me, as well as all of our top 3 finishers. But that is about it for tonight's show. Here from Texas in the Mystic Racing League, put on an absolute dandy of a race. 2 and 3 wide throughout, runs and all sorts of moves. Came down to fuel mileage. Mason Mitchum had the best fuel mileage, was able to save enough and stretch it out when he needed to. Kobe third and Kobe second, Hawthorne in third. That is your podium after 200 laps here tonight at Texas. Got to thank KAYTEE for sponsoring the entire IndyCar series all season long, as well as Firestone for jumping on board with the Firestone 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see you next time here on V-Speed tomorrow night for Mystic Racing League's Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series. How about Friday? In fact, we're off tomorrow. Friday for the Cup Series at Dover. Slim Chickens Cup Series at Dover. If you want to see more racing action, though, on V-Speed, don't fret. There is racing tomorrow. The Racing Revolution should be around, as well as on Thursday. I'm sure there's something you can find here on the channel, or go back and rewatch this one. Go back and rewatch last week's race at Long Beach. There's all sorts of action for you to check out right here on V-Speed. Like and subscribe. Don't forget that notification icon, all that fun stuff. But for everyone who makes this thing possible, the Mystic Racing League at KAYTEE for sponsoring the series, I've been Morgan Cook. Cameras by Dougie Beard. We'll see you right here next time on V-Speed.